Why are you here? Why do you do magic? What do you really want? These are all questions. Ha, I'm just kidding, I don't ask the hard questions here, but I got you thinking, didn't I? What I loved when I first got into Magic were super simple card tricks that got insane out of this world reactions. But let's be real, that's like investing $10 into Bitcoin and then expecting it to grow to 1 million by the next day. And just to clarify, that's not gonna happen. But today I'll be sharing with you a self-working card trick that'll get you some great reactions right now. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna use a B-type deck. I know it's been a while since I've used one of those on this channel, but we'll start off by giving the deck a bit of a shuffle. There we go, something like that, and maybe even something like that, you know, just go crazy. For this trick, I'm gonna need the 2 black queens. You can never find the black queens when you need them. Where are they? Okay, there's one black queen right here, and the other one is, don't even worry about it, it's here somewhere. I'm like 80% sure of it. There it is, okay. So we have the 2 black queens. At this point, I can hand the deck over to the spectator, and I'm going to tell them to deal off as many cards as they'd like. So let's say they start off dealing. We're not going to go too insane, otherwise you're going to be sitting here watching me deal. Let's just say we stop right around here. We'll take the first black queen, we'll put it face up. I know, you expect me to put it face down. We're putting it on here face up. And then we'll just give the deck a cut. And what's cool about these borderless cards is that you can see exactly where that face-up queen is. Pretty nifty. And I'm going to tell the spectator again, just go ahead and deal as many cards as they'd like. Just before, somewhere before the other queen. Okay, and let's just say they want to stop here. Put the other queen right there. Alright, now they are allowed to give the deck a few more cuts if they'd like. So we'll just say 1 cut, 2 cuts, and we'll do 1 last 3 cuts, okay? Now, these queens are actually very tight with their sisters. So, can you actually guess what the sisters of the black queens are? That's right, the red queens. So if we take a look, we'll see the 2 queens are right here, and there's 1 card in front of each queen. There's only 1 card each queen is facing. If we take a look, throw that over to the side. If we take a look right here, the queen of spades is right next to the queen of diamonds, and the queen of clubs is right next to the queen of hearts. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. Not gonna lie, if you've been with me for some time or have experience with card magic, you probably know how this trick is done, and you're just here to chill with me. I appreciate it. And if you don't know how this trick is done, or you're here for the first time, make sure to like, subscribe, sit back, and relax, because we're about to break it down. Alright, so a little bit of background before we get started. This trick is known as the Sisters trick, and I believe it was originally created by Carl Fulves. And the reason I decided to share this trick with you is because 1, it's very simple to do, and 2, it's self-working, and most of it happens in the spectator's hands. So it's a win-win-win. So starting off this trick, if you are a beginner, I'd recommend doing a setup, and the setup would just require taking the 2 red queens and putting 1 on top and 1 on the bottom. Just like this, okay? Now, if you are a bit more experienced, you could pretty much do this during the trick itself. It's very easy to control queens when you're looking for other cards in the deck, or control any card when you're saying you're looking for other cards in the deck. So that's what I did in my performance, but again, you can choose your own method, go with that. But yeah, if you're a beginner, start off with 1 queen on top, 1 queen on the bottom. At this point, if I were you, I'd give the deck a Riffle Shuffle. And when you're giving the deck this Riffle Shuffle, right, you want to maintain 1 red queen on the bottom, or 1 red queen on top and 1 on the bottom. So riffle the one with the bottom red queen first, and then end the riffle with the other red queen second. So you're still maintaining the red queen on the bottom and top. You can also give the deck a couple of false cuts. That'll work as well. As long as the queens are here, you can do whatever you want. From this point, you tell the spectator you need 2 special cards for this trick, and they are the 2 black queens. And the reason I personally fumbled getting these 2 black queens is because I was working on controlling cards to the top of the deck. But anyway, so we got the 2 black queens, and now from here I hand the deck over to the spectator. If you want, you could give it 1 more false cut, just to instill in the spectator's mind that once you looked at the deck, you no longer know the order, okay? Hand that over to the spectator, ask them to deal out as many queens as, well, not many queens, what am I saying? Ask them to deal out as many cards as they'd like, probably not past 26, otherwise it's gonna get too long. So they start dealing as many cards as they'd like. There we go. And with this dealing process, you're just reversing the order of the cards. So now the new bottom card for the deck will be the Queen of Diamonds, which is one of the red queens. So go ahead and deal when they stop. Tell them to take one of the queens and put it on top of the deck, then complete the cut. when they're completing or put the rest of the cards on top. And when they're doing that, that's automatically when the other queen is going right on top of this queen. And now when they do it again, we have another queen loaded right on the bottom. So they're gonna keep dealing. And they stop right here, boom, boom. And from here, I like to have them give the deck a few more cuts. And what I like about this trick, okay, one thing you have to keep in mind, when they're dealing off for the second queen, you wanna make sure they don't pass the first queen, that they did. So having a bordered deck was actually very helpful in this, because the spectator can clearly see where that face-up queen is, because it's a borderless deck, so it's right there. But yeah, then you can have them give the deck a couple of cuts. Then all you gotta do is boom. And throughout this whole process, I'm somewhat explaining the story that these queens have sisters, and the queens of the black sisters they generally fill that blank in with red sisters. So each queen is facing just one card, okay? And that's something that I kind of messed up in my performance, and I fixed, I guess almost fixed. But you want to tell them that the queen is facing its sister. Otherwise, if you're saying it's next to a card, it's next to two cards. So if it's facing one card, it can only be facing one card. There's one red queen, and right here is the other red queen, the sisters. Pretty easy, right? I know, it's great. Real quick announcement before you leave. Starting today, like right now, I will be selling mystery hype deck packs on my website. And that'll include 3 decks of playing cards, 2 of which are sold out hype decks until supplies last. And the link for that will be on the screen and description, so would love for you to pick some up, support this channel, and support the shop.